Well, the future of tens of thousands of Aussie jobs hinges on peace talks this weekend, half a world away.
Construction companies say they're on the brink of going under due to supply shortages and rising fuel prices, with the cost of building a home now exploding faster than during the pandemic.
We made it through COVID and we thought, phew, we made it, we survived. But now here we are again, only a few years later, and we're questioning, is it all worth it?
Have all of a sudden international conflict telling you that your material costs are going up 30 to 40%, that could potentially send businesses broke.
The building industry is bracing for a battle of its own, brought on by hostilities in the Middle East. In Brisbane, Kim Allen is watching every development and crunching the numbers because it could make or break her carpentry and plastering business. Kim says fuel costs last month were 60% over budget. Every time one of her trucks starts up, she winces.
Wouldn't you if you were paying $3.30 a litre? I have no choice but to continue to pay it.
Right now, she's locked into contracts signed before missiles started flying in Iran.
So we have to absorb every single price rise. The only way we can get around that is negotiating with the builder and hoping that they have room in their budget.
So it's going to cost a lot more for future building projects.
If we want a viable business, especially in Brisbane leading up to the Olympics, we have to pass along those costs.
If you do have a building contract, you might want to check the fine print.
The stress in the system at the moment is very much one of the fact that we work predominantly under fixed price contracts. And if clients are not willing to share the burden of those significant price increases, a builder can go from building at a reasonable margin to break even or even building at a loss.
The problem is far more complex than fuel prices alone. Plumbers were told 2 weeks ago pipe supplies were going to run short.
We've seen material shortages in some products during COVID, but nothing to this extent, nothing this quickly.
Pipe is manufactured here in Australia, but it's made with chemicals that come through the Strait of Hormuz, including HDPE pipe, which is used on infrastructure projects in many states.
The fact that HDPE pipe is very hard to get a hold of at the moment, that is going to put a halt on a lot of projects, not just here for new homes, but for state government infrastructure projects.
Which means cost blowouts paid for by taxpayers. The pipe supply running dry is causing panic among plumbers.
In the first few weeks, we've heard many stories of people stockpiling, which is selfish behaviour, and I call out to all plumbers out there to take only what you need.
It isn't just the construction industry scrambling for supplies. Families at the supermarket are doing the same thing, filling up their shopping trolleys with cheaper staples that can last longer. The canned goods aisle becoming a favourite.
Increase in our baked beans and spaghetti, which have been staples from the Australian diet for many, many years.
Fruit and veg processor SPC has seen increases of as much as 20% in baked beans, tinned spaghetti, canned tomatoes and packaged fruit sales.
We're seeing consumers maybe buying one or two extra cans as they're doing their weekly shop.
How crazy is it? Are we expecting to see empty supermarket shelves?
We're certainly not in the COVID panic buying phase in any way, shape or form. Just one or two incremental products hitting people's pantries as they look to sort of think about fuel costs, what it might cost of living.
There's the soaring fuel prices and all the flow-on effects of that. Are you going to have to raise prices and will people have to pay more at some stage?
We are reflecting on sort of how the ceasefire is impacting on fuel prices at the moment, and we'll make that decision in the next few weeks depending on how prices stabilise and what is the outcome of the ceasefire.
All eyes on peace talks in the Middle East.
Rory points out such a great issue there in that for the consumer, anyone who's wanting to get ahead or try and do these renovations, I feel like they've just been hit time and time again. First there was COVID, you couldn't get anything into the country, supply chain issues. Then interest rates, you can't afford anything anyway. And now this is just the latest.
Yeah, and I thought it was incredible to note that PVC pipes are a petroleum product. I had no idea how many items are made out of petroleum derivatives. It's crazy out there.
Nuts.